Good morning, everybody. You tuned in to Cragcore. Thank you very much for being here today. Today is Wednesday, the 5th of April. You know what they say about the 5th of April? May the 5th of April be with you. Anyway, shit jokes aside, I've noticed recently that there seems to be an awful lot of signage still around. And when I say signage, I mean propaganda. You remember all the laminates that went up everywhere? Everybody put a bleeding laminate up or a sticker to accompany their anti-death screens back in, 2022, when the world started going back to apparent normal. And, I've noticed that these things are still up. People have still got their screens up. I was in a place of business the other day, and I noticed that that they still had the screens, and these ones were actually bolted in place. They weren't just the silly ones that they can literally move with their hands that are made out of, like really thin plastic. I mean, it's laughable when you think about it, isn't it? It's utterly pathetic to think that a little screen, I mean, what about round the edges, up and down, over the top? Unless you're going to be rocking a hazmat suit, what's the point? Anyway, we already covered that in older videos, so we don't need to go over old ground. The stupidity of the situation whilst it was happening was well covered here. But anyway, God, I'm just remembering it all here. It's hard not to laugh. But yes, I am talking about the madness of 2019, the end of 2019 to early 2020, 21 and later. Again, we can't say it for the fear of being banned, which goes to prove the narrative, If you're going to censor people questioning the narrative, it's no longer a democracy, it's a tyranny. It's a dictatorship. Think about that. You cannot say certain things, otherwise you'll be censored and banned, and you'll get told off by Big Brother. That's a tyranny. If you can't have an opinion, that's a tyranny, okay? What does he say in Pirates of the Caribbean? You don't believe in ghost stories, you're in one. Well, that's where we are now. And if you believe what David Icke says, this reality is just a mere ghost of the prime reality anyway. It's just a shitty copy, in layman's terms. But anyway, so all of these little laminates and stuff, fuck me, that was a bit of a digression. The laminates, what did they say on them? I saw one yesterday. Let's just have a couple of examples here. It said, the name of the thing that everybody was scared of. The government's here to help. The government will protect you. And then a list of things that you need to do, like wash your hands. Oh my God, go about your daily lives, folks. But we've got a backlog of soap here that we can't get rid of. We bought too many from China, and by the way, we need to get rid of them. So what are we going to do, lads? Well, we've got to come up with a way to sell them, because the fucking sell-by date's getting pretty close. Christ. These chemicals, they don't last forever, bro. We need these useless eaters to absorb them into their skin, before they lose their effectiveness. Oh, but anyway, more propaganda. There was obviously the obvious, telling you how to wash your hands. It's like they took a few pages out of a general health and well-being book. You know, like when you do like a test to say that you can serve food, like a health and safety Kosh book or whatever. They just took a few pages, didn't they? Printed them out and said, yeah, that'll do. Nothing new to see here, guys. Just wash your hands. Oh, by the way, the mask, put that on. It was social distancing. Have you noticed the propaganda around social distancing? There's nothing social about it, by the way. And this is where you have to, again, quote Mr. Ike and say, well, Mr. David Infinite Awareness Ike, because ultimately, you know, he says that these people work on an inverted scale. Basically, everything is inversion. And I'll be honest with you, the more you look at it, the more you can see that. Because on what planet is being distant from one another social distancing? You know, help everybody by staying apart. It's just fractalizing the society, isn't it? It's like if you got a hammer and smashed a piece of toffee. Have you ever broken up a piece of toffee? It shatters into many pieces, shall we say. We won't try and put a number on it. We wouldn't want to speculate on it. But, yeah, you try and put that fucker back together. It's never happening. You might be able to smush it together into another form. But that's basically where we're at. Society was fractured. But yeah, all of this stuff, social distancing, the little stickers on the ground saying 2 meters. Every time you go in somewhere, the stickers are still on the doors. I would say this. It's our public responsibility to remove these laminates and to bin them. It's our public responsibility. It's our human responsibility to one another. It's our social responsibility. Because otherwise, what on earth are we doing, man? It's embedding it into your subconscious that this thing is still okay. Now, it was proven time and time again, a lot of the time by the actions of others, i.e. the government, and also by the numbers and the statistics that they themselves were putting out, that this thing was a load of bollocks, okay? We covered many of those things on here. You know, if you want a retrospective view of what was happening, go back and watch some of the old videos. Because I tell you now, a lot of the information isn't on the internet anymore. I looked at the government website, HMRC, gov.co.uk or whatever it's called, and I looked for the mask guidance, and it's not there. It says this page has been removed. Literally, go and have a look. Go and have a look on gov.uk, when to wear a mask, and it's not there. It just says this page has been removed because it's no longer needed, basically. So it's our public duty to remove these signs. It really is, because if you don't, you're allowing it to be smashed into your subconscious on a daily basis that this thing is still here. You know, like I said, first and foremost, the actions of the people, the statistics, I mean the hypocritical actions as well of the public, complaining about folks not wearing a mask in a supermarket, but then having folks round at the weekend to get the jollies on in their back garden at the weekend. Like, come on. Hypocrites, man. Oh, but they're in your bubble, right? But this is the thing. A bubble, right? You had your bubble. You know what? I'm reading a book in a minute, and he uses a term which I love. The candy floss language that these people use. That's his terminology, not mine. And I love the way that he puts that, because they do put things across in such a candy floss manner, don't they? basically they roll a log of shit in some sugar and tell you it's tasty. A bubble. Like, come on, man, right? It's a fucking confinement group. But, you know, if someone's in your bubble, you've got 5 people, 6 people, however many was in your bubble. Well, those people have got other people in their bubbles too. So people were still fucking intermingling. But it was monitored. You were monitoring yourselves. It was brain training. You were monitoring yourselves. You were policing yourselves. You were therefore staying alert. And you were looking at other people's little bubble and policing theirs. Jesus. But anyway, this is what I'm talking about. Remember all of that. And these little laminates that are still hanging about. The thing is, the government, when they ended the restrictions and stuff, they never officially, and this is what I said as well, they never officially put an end. They never said, right, it's done, it's over. It was just, the restrictions are done. You can go back to work. Like, we needed their permission anyway. You know, fuck it out. If the people realised that, the game would be up. But anyway, but it was never officially brought to an end, was it? In fact, there was more talk about how we're going to live with it. Right? It's like being with an abusive partner. If you've ever been with an abusive partner, how many times do you talk about how things are going to change? How you're going to live with the problems you've got? Instead of just ending it. We've all been there, haven't we? We talk in a relationship that we no longer want to be in because it's abusive, or it no longer serves us, or we're just literally just generally unhappy. We talk about how we're going to live with the problems as opposed to ending it altogether a lot of the time. It's what people do. And this is just another layer, because I've always said that we're living in a world run by abusers, and this is the systematic pattern of abuse that we're constantly being subjected to. So it's just been left. We're getting the silent treatment now, okay? So we're having to do our thinking, and we're looking around, you know, around the doors like, I wonder if they're there. I don't really want a conflict, so I'll just stay quiet. And, you know, I don't want to poke the bear. All of that crap. That's basically where we are right now. We're going along our daily lives, hoping that the government doesn't bloody remember. If we stay quiet enough, you know, they won't do anything. You know, they won't put us back on lockdown. But remember, they work for us, man. They're our employees. Empower yourselves to know this. They are our employees. We pay them. We're always complaining about what they do with our money, right? So it's our money then, yeah? We're the ones giving our money to them. Therefore, they are employed by us. They are civil servants, public servants, man. That's what they are. So let's hold them to account. Let's hold them accountable for what they've done. And the first step is to take these silly, propagandized laminates down. If you can't do that, then what will you do? People go, oh, what can I do? No, it's what can you do? Not what can I do? It's what can you do? And I'll tell you what you can do. You can take a laminate off the bloody wall. If you're afraid, wait till no one's there and take it off the bloody wall. peel the sticker down. If somebody asks you, say, well, it's done, isn't it? We're not social distancing anymore, so therefore we don't need the sign up. There's the logic. At what point does anybody have an argument against that? If they try and argue the point then, well, then the joke's on them, right? So don't worry about it. You know? And if you're worried about putting it in the bin, because obviously, you know, somebody might turn around and say, well, that's company property. Well, then you could just take it off the wall or place it on the floor. Go and hand it to your manager and say, oh, yeah, we don't need these anymore, do we? Because you don't. Are we socially distancing? No. Do people go and wash their hands after they've done a piss now? Probably not. They've gone back to their old cretinous ways, haven't they? Everybody's gone back to normal. And good, right? So if we've gone back to normal and we're no longer living by these silly restrictions, why are these signs still there? We need to hold the government accountable here. The first step is that, and then after that, God knows what else. You know, they're trying to take the rights of protest away. They're basically saying that the police can use force against folks that gather, and the police have got the right to decide when it's gone too far. You know, you leave your own personal power in the hands of tyrants and expect to be fucking living in a dictatorship, man. It's cause and effect. You know, it's A to B to C. That's all it is. You don't want to live in a dictatorship, well, don't give your power away then. Because they can only take what you give. And it's as simple as that. Your power is yours to own. And if you want to give it to people who don't respect it, that actually use it against you, well, then that's on you, my friends. That is on you. It's not their fault. Remember, a snake's going to be a snake, you know? A snake is going to be a snake, and you can't complain if you stick your hand in the viper's nest when you get bitten. And that's as simple as it gets. These people are bad. They serve to enslave you. And ultimately, what do? You allow them to do it, but blame them for it. So at this point, it's going to take some small steps, shall we say. Small steps lead to bigger ones. So let's just, please, take the signs down, man. Get the laminates gone. Let's erase this shit from our memories and stop drilling it into our subconscious. Because until we do that, this thing's going to continue. Because this is the problem. Your subconscious mind is where a lot of your perception will reside. So if you continuously see these signs around as being part of the fabric of your reality now, you're just used to seeing these signs about this silly fucking thing that happened, that by all evidence, you know, was a load of bollocks. You're happy that it's gone. You're happy that it's ended. You're being abused to the point where you don't want to poke the bear now. You just want to stay quiet. But yet all at the same time, under that level of subconscious stress, you're seeing all of these signs. So it's still going in there. It's embedding itself in there. It's just a subtle mind control technique. It's just a subtle fear-based mind control. Now, you see, at first, you had our abusers waving their shitty sticks in the air, shouting at us, putting us into a subdued state. And now what they've got is the subtle knife. Now they're doing it subtly because they can. They've put it out there. They've bent you to your knees. And now they just keep reminding you on a daily basis. It's what's going on. And if you don't want it to continue, then take the signs down. I'll tell you this, if you take it down, if you go to work today, or wherever you go, and you take the sign down, you'll feel great about it. And the next time you go in there, you'll notice it's not been replaced. Why is somebody going to replace a sign that is out of date? You know, you don't see in the UK signs on cigarette machine things saying you've got to be 16 anymore, because it's 18 to smoke now. So if you were to take a sign down that said it's 16 to smoke, they wouldn't replace it with another fucking 16 to smoke sign. No, there's probably already an 18 to smoke sign there. But if they accidentally left the 16 one there and you removed it, they wouldn't go, hey, that's my 16 to smoke sign. Now I've got to replace that, would they? No, they wouldn't, man. They wouldn't, because it's out of date. And the only reason people haven't taken them down, the only reason that you haven't taken them down, is because you're being abused by the government, or at least the government are the mouthpiece for the abusers. Let's not forget that the government aren't at the top, they're fucking very low down, just like us here on the pecking order. But ultimately they are the mouthpiece. But we're being abused, and you daren't say anything, you daren't put a foot out of line in case the abuse comes back. So just step out of it. The way to deal with any bully is to stand up to them and say no. And if they hit you, well then you fucking stand there and you say, that didn't hurt. What are you going to do about it? And if they hit you again, Christ, you remain steadfast. These people will get bored. They will have to change their tactics until they eventually stop. Because guess what? Bullies have no power. Bullies will take your fucking lunch money because you give it to them. They can beat you up. They can threaten you. And have you noticed? The threats are usually what work. It's the threat of violence. It's the threat of abuse. Because your imagination is usually worse than what anyone could ever do to you. When you go home and dwell on it and worry about it for hours and hours on end, that's why people commit suicide due to bullying at school, which is horrendous. But they commit suicide because of their own imaginations. They're terrified. They spend hours and hours, days, being fearful of seeing this person. So the moment they see this person, they do whatever this person asks, because their own imagination has beaten them into submission. And that's where we are now. You know, but all we've got to do is treat this in the exact same way. These people are fucking bullies. What would you do to your childhood bully? We all had somebody who tried to bully us at one point. And if you didn't, then lucky you. What would you do now if you were face to face with that bully? What would you say now you're an adult and you've made it in the world and you realise that that bully is irrelevant and they were actually a fucking weakling because they required your power in order to feel powerful? Isn't that disgusting? Isn't that person a worthless twat? Or at least they were. They may have changed. They may have learned from their ways now, you see. Because maybe you've been a bully. You can learn from every mistake, whether it's being bullied or being a bully. Everybody can learn and be a better person, by the way. Sometimes doing the wrong thing as opposed to having the wrong thing done to you can be the best form of teaching. You know, because retrospectively, with your conscience, that can be a great teacher. But who are they now? Are they bullying you now? No. Do they make any impact on you now? No. You can probably look back and say, well, fucking hell, it's pointless. So that's the way you deal with this situation now. They're bullies. Learn from your past experience, for God's sakes, and stand up to these people. They're bullies. They're abusers. I mean, it's tragic, really. It's tragic to think that we still bend our knees to these people and that we still kind of go, yes sir, no sir, cap in hand, and we don't hold these people accountable. What about the people in the hospitals and stuff that separated loved ones on their deathbeds? People have still got signs up saying thank you to the NHS when the NHS was complicit in this abuse. Now, I'm not saying we need to get rid of the NHS. I'm just saying that the people that allowed this abuse to happen need to be held to rights. And we shouldn't be fucking out there, you know, with our chest puffed out saying thank you for getting paid through the nose for misdiagnosing people to keep the numbers up. We shouldn't be doing that. These people are abusers too. The thing is, you put abusers in positions where they've got the ability to abuse folks, and they're going to do it. How many people do you know that have been ill-treated in the hospital, that have had the wrong advice given by doctors? Do they get held to account? No. Because they put themselves in a position of preconceived power, preconceived authority. So you believe their authority because they come to you with a sense of fucking preconception, an entitlement. The way they project themselves is how you see them. And that's what's going on. So you need to see these people differently. Take back your power and do these small things, like take these fucking laminates down, man. It only takes a small thing. We don't need them anymore, do we? So why are they still there? Let's take back our power in a small way, and you watch how things snowball. And on that note, this is Cragcore signing off. I've enjoyed this one. Thank you for being here with me today. I'm going to wish love and peace to all things everywhere, as usual. And I mean that. Peace.